because this is the first time for me at the Athens Game Festival. That is because it's the first time for the Athens Game Festival, so that makes sense. The Discovery Contest is a live pitch competition where selected developers come up here on stage, they present their projects, they get fried by a jury, a panel of experts sitting down here, and the winner will go to the finals, the big grand finals at the Nordic Game Conference in Sweden next May. So this is going to be really exciting. But just to drag it out a little bit, I'm gonna talk about this, the background of this. So last year we did the first season of the contest, and we visited 6 different conferences throughout Europe, and the winning game at the end was a Finnish team called Team Okmo with this, I think, yeah, this. It's a competitive mobile platformer, and it's really, really fun. It won in May at Nordic, then it won some other competitions. I'm not gonna name them, but they did. They are an app store now, and the game is doing really good. That is not because of us, that is because the game is really fun, but participating in the Nordic Game Discovery Contest is made to get your game discovered. That's the whole mission of the contest. So we liked to say that we helped Team Okmo to reach the market as they are now. So it's a good opportunity for developers to get the game discovered. We know the biggest challenge right now in the games industry, one of the biggest, is to get your game out there, to get the people to know your game, to get it discovered. So that's what we're trying to help developers with. And so the winner here today will win a seat for the finals. But we also have a special extra super nice prize for this qualifier only, and that's made possible because of Amazon App Store. They will bring and give away 3 of their Fire tablets, 1 for the winner and 2 for the runner-ups. So that's a pretty nice extra prize. So what is Nordic Game then? You win a seat for the finals, but what is it? Well, it's becoming one of the largest conferences of the industry in Europe. I've been doing it for ages. I don't even know how many editions we made. I think it's the 15th time next May. And this is what you can expect by going there. A lot of people, nice talks. This is Fumito Ueda talking to the CEO of Massive about his games like Ico and Shadow of Colossus. This is actually the Finnish guy called Olli that is right there. He's winning the competition. He's pitching his game towards a panel of experts. One of the experts is no less than Fumito Ueda himself. So you can expect to meet to pitch your game in front of some really prominent persons. And at the end, Finland won, and this is how they look when they celebrate. And besides that, Nordic Game is also a lot of social networking, a lot of good stuff going on, the awards, and it all ends in a big hug. Hugging is a big part of Nordic Game, so if you want to hug, you have to go to Nordic Game next year, okay? Promise? Yes. And then, I'm not sure. Yeah. What? So for this season 2, we're in the 6th qualifying round out of, I think it's 15 or 16 all in all. We are traveling all over Europe. I had a video, I made it myself, that's why it's not working. But it was like a plane flying from country to country to country and ending in Sweden for the big finals. So what do you win if you win the whole thing, you may ask? You win a lot of different ways of getting your game discovered. You win guaranteed exposure in several media outlets. You win guarantee exposure among some of the top YouTubers, influencers out there right now. You win a booth for the EGX festival. You win at Nordic Game, obviously, a booth there and tickets for the whole thing, meet to match, so you can meet publishers, investors, and all the important people. And you win a lot of additional prizes as well. Last year, we had like tickets for the Champions League final. That's not really about this being discovered, but it's a nice gift, right? And some other stuff. So I think that we are almost ready to go now. I'm gonna walk you through the rules. They're very simple. We have 5 contestants. A lot of games, and I've been walking the halls here. That's some great games out there. But a lot of these games were submitted. Then we had a board selecting 5 of those. Those 5 are coming up on stage here, one at a time, obviously. And then they have 5 minutes to present the game. Then afterwards, they have 5 minutes Q&A with the panel of experts. And now it's going to be exciting because now I'm going to present to you the panel of experts. You want to know who these guys are, right? And go. So I'm going to jump down here. Yeah. And I'm going to ask you to stand up and tell the people here a little bit about yourself.
Hello, everyone. My name is Anastasios Katopodis. I recently joined Wargaming Mobile Studio based in Helsinki. I've been doing games since 2005, 2006. Started out with Digital Chocolate, a place still dear to my heart. I've been through Rovio as in many different roles. I did a short stint at Nokia, and I think I've done everything from QA, localization QA, to executive production of games. You might find my name attached to Angry Birds Epic. It was a fun ride all these years, and now I think I'm here to help people, you know, share back the things that I know with people.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone. Nice to be here in Greece for the first time. I'm Tzachi. I'm from Israel, and I run the biggest school in Israel for game design and development called Tiltan in Haifa. I'm also running all the international connection with the Israeli game industry and other game industries around the world. Greece, it's, as I said, for the first time. And I'm myself a game developer for about 14 years, developing educational games for children. I work with Disney, Nickelodeon, BBC, very big companies around the world. So it's a pleasure to be here. And yassas.
Hi. 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 All right, cool. I'm Sabrina Carmona. Nice to meet you. It's my first time in Athens as well. I'm from Brazil. I had my own indie studio there. Learned a lot. Then I moved. I worked at Square Enix. I worked with Activision. I built studios in Germany. Now I work at King. And so I come with a little bit of a free-to-play mobile experience that I hope to share with you guys today and tomorrow. But I'll be around, so yeah, nice to be here. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hola. My name is Mario. I'm from Mexico, but I live in San Francisco. I've been there for almost 8 years now. Been working on the video game industry for 20 years almost. 11 of those years in electronic arts, proudly. It's important to clarify sometimes. And now we have, I left EA last year, and now we have a venture capital firm, and we invest only in video games, in virtual reality, and augmented reality, by the way. Those who want to know more, tomorrow at 2:30 outside there. Looking forward to meet you all, and thank you for having me.
So hello, I'm Nizar Ramdan from Cambridge in England. I have started my own VR and AR company 9 months ago. But before that, I was at ARM for 11 years, running developer relations, ensuring that mobile game developers understand ARM processors and tools and engines. And I'm really excited being in Athens, so thanks.
Thank you so much. I'm going to ask you to keep the microphone because then you can share it when you're ready to fry the first contestant. I'm going to walk up here on stage because I've heard that's the best way to act as a host. So we are ready now for the first contestant. And it is the company called Monsters with a game called Apocalypse Cow. Give him a hand.
Will I have a cue for the 5 minutes?
Yes, you will.
Okay. Hello, everyone.
Ready? Go.
Sure. Hello, I'm John Comanduras. I'm from Monsters. Here we are. And we have a very ambitious and bold idea. And we want to reinvent one of the oldest and most beloved genres out there, the platform games. We are very bold. And basically, it started a few years ago with a problem that we faced. You see, we absolutely love indie games. And we also love stories. But indie games usually do one or the other. They don't combine the two. And the AAA industry has done some incredible stuff. They have really modernized the way they tell stories without compromising gameplay. And we were hoping for an indie game with the incredible explosive action that they usually have, that it would come out. We wanted a game that would have a wonderful story without losing the arcade action. And this game wasn't coming out, so we decided to make it ourselves. And that's how we got to Apocalypse Cow. Our game has intense action. The best way to describe it is probably this line here. It's Super Mario with a weapon on crack, because the battles are really fast. At the heart of the gameplay, we have the time rapture ability, and you basically freeze the world around you. And you can use it to evade bullets, destroy your enemies, or do cooler stuff like explode a wall and jump on the debris mid-air to reach faraway platforms. And we are reinventing the genre by adding a compelling story to it. We are calling it the cinematic arcade platformer. And Apocalypse Cow is basically set in the digital universe. And we have Penny, who is a young game worker, and she probably has some serious anger management issues. And she enters a game world because she wants to find her friend's missing robot. And this is a corrupt and damaged game world. And in this dangerous journey, she will have to face her fears, and she will learn the true meaning of friendship and family. This is Apocalypse Cow. So, this is our baby, and the lights didn't help the colors a lot, but it's turning out pretty great. And there is the market for it. Every year, no matter what, we have platform games that do incredible sales, and we really believe we belong in their company. Our game is equally good, and it is not just a blind belief. 2 years ago, we sent the game to Strasbourg's film festival, and we won the first prize, making us the first Greek game to win an international award. And right now, as we speak, these days, Square Enix is featuring our game on their website for feedback and for investment purposes. And we are sitting at a staggering 97% approval rate. This screenshot is from last night. So we believe the market is there, and we have the product for it, and we can't wait to see what will happen. One last thing. really quick. We are translating the game in many languages to maximize our access to the markets. And it's coming out in 2018 for Windows, Mac, and at least one console. Thank you very much. I'm ready for roasting.
Now it's a question from the jury, and it begins now. You have a mic there.
I can start. What's your plan to market the game?
Where the marketing is actually the most difficult part is how to position the game, and we're trying to capitalize on this unique aspect that we have, that it is a cinematic arcade platformer. Do you mean that part, or how to position the game, or?
How will you get it discovered, known, promoted, etc.? What's your marketing plan?
Okay, we're basically. Okay, let me organize my thoughts. Wow, questions are harder than I thought. Sorry. We're releasing a trailer next week, and we're working with a couple of knowledgeable people. We're working with Nick Sattner, who was in PlayStation, picking indie games there, and he will be our ambassador for PlayStation. We're also working with two other PR guys to help us get the word out. We tried going to expos, but it didn't really pan out, so we abandoned that. And we're mostly trying to build a community through streamers. We're going to approach streamers with a playable demo right after the trailer and do it the traditional way. But I think that the most important part is if we can actually manage to position the game correctly, to make it stand out as a cinematic arcade platformer. I think that if we win that bet, everything else will fall into place.
I have two questions. The first one is very quick. Who was on crack, Mario or the weapon?
I think Mario.
Okay. The second question is more serious. I didn't get what you're looking for. Are you looking for publishing money? Are you looking for development? Are you just want to, showcase the game for marketing purposes or PR? Are you looking for something from this pitch?
From this pitch, okay. I guess right now we're positioned to fully develop and release our game ourselves. We have everything in place. It is self-funded, so we can complete the production ourselves. We have the marketing contacts, but it never hurts to open discussions and maybe achieve a new agreement that would that would increase our growth. So we're always open to discussions. So that's.
All right. I want to say some good points. So I love the graphics. I think they're pretty cool. I actually played it, the game out there, co-op mode. I died a lot. I love that you're localizing. I missed the Portuguese, but it's just because I'm biased, of course. But I have some questions. I have one question that probably leads to my second one. So first, what's your target audience?
I guess it's... well, actually, I can answer that. But it's not something that we started with, so the answer is kind of a cheat. We started by creating a game that we'd love to play and that we were missing. And we ended up with a product that we believe appeals to 15 to 25-year-olds. I think that that's the main audience, and from the reception that we had from screenshots, etc., and we're checking at Facebook profiles, we see that this is the age, approximately, but we didn't start that way.
Do you think that your target audience would be interested in a narrative platformer if they are already playing platformers? Like, why would they stop playing what they are playing? And we're talking about, you even mentioned a console, and you just had a big launch this week for another platformer, the guy that you said is on crack. Why would they, at that target audience, care for the narrative and then stop what they're playing to play your game?
So this answer has two parts, actually. First of all, the beautiful thing about these kind of games is that they don't lock the audience. It's not like PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, for example, where it has locked the audience and no other game can get them away from it. The people that are playing Super Mario right now are the people that played Cuphead 1 month ago, and they will be the same people that when they finish Odyssey, they will be ready to jump to the next game, and we want to be the next game. So the second part of the answer is it's actually a bet from us because it is a very competitive environment, and we wanted to create something different. We wanted to create something that we loved and something that we were missing, and we're actually betting that there are more people out there that need this kind of stuff. that they would love a game that has the modern storytelling. Are we out of time? I don't know.
I have more questions. No, I think
Is that working?
this is working.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Sorry about that. So yeah, actually that's it. It's a bet that there are other people like us that want this kind of game and don't have it yet.
Okay, actually time is up, even with the time bonus you got. So I can cut it off here.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you so much. A big hand. So I think while the microphone is being fixed, he's running out there, yes, and fixing it. I'm gonna say just a few words about when the winner will be announced. It's gonna happen tonight at 10 o'clock during the party. So be there to find out who the winner is, especially those that are competing here. So we're ready for the next contestant. It's Ascanio Entertainment with a game called Crash Force.
Hello everyone, I'm George and I'm one of the co-founders of Ascanio Entertainment and I'm here today to talk about Crash Force. So, what is Crash Force? Well, imagine if you have taken Twisted Metal and you make a baby with Rocket League. Then you feed that baby steroids for the whole duration of its life. That's Crash Force. It's an online multiplayer arena shooting game with RPG elements, where players are hovercrafts. Oh, and there's loads and loads of explosions. We have right now 9 different hovercrafts that you can choose to play from. And you can play in a team-based game modes like Team Deathmatch and Capture the Flag with Control the Point and Kill Confirmed coming up next month. You can also have fun by playing Deathmatch or Tutorial or just Train. Right now we have 5 available maps, which is Clava Tombs, Siguma Forest, Training Grounds, Shooting Range, and Aquila Plains. The common mechanics that all hovercrafts have is the ability to move around, dash forward, jump, do a backflip, a front flip, barrel rolls left and right. Each hovercraft has 4 abilities and 2 weapons. What's unique about each hovercraft is that they were created in an RPG mode. So you have someone that is a tank, you have someone that's a DPS, you have someone that's a caster, you have a support. So every hovercraft has a weapon that's specifically designed for that hovercraft, plus 3 abilities that are designed explicitly for that particular hovercraft. And of course, depending on the role, different health, different cooldowns, different ammunition. Well, the players, when they play RPG games, they want to build the character as closely as to what they want. So what we did, we added skill trees. You have over 270 different enhancements and 90 points to attribute. You also have aviation points. Aviation points are like super enhancements, like lifesteal, spawn shield, and you can choose 3 of them. This gives us over 15 billion different configurations. Literally, every people on this planet can play with a different configuration our game. We also wanted to have a visual customization so that our players will play the game the way they want to and see what other people want to see. So we created at least 2 skins per hovercraft. Well, we like some hovercrafts more, so we added more skins for those hovercraft. 100 different decals, 100 different insignias, and 250 different colors to paint each part of each hovercraft exactly the way you want to. And I truly believe that a picture is 1,000 words, so I will let the official release trailer of Crash Force speak the rest. as I said, loads of explosions. Crash Force was released in July, and that's all for my presentation right now. It's going to be released on Xbox One by the end of this year. So, any questions?
Yeah, thank you so much for the presentation. And now we continue with the Q&A with the judges. And I think that you should start, right? Because you didn't get to ask any questions before. I'm so sorry, man.
That's okay. Hi. First off, I want to take you back to the beginning of your creative process, and it's of great interest to me and what I do, how you picked your features. Like, what was the process that you went through to pick your features?
Okay. The project was born in an internship for the European University of Cyprus. And what we wanted to do is recreate Carmageddon. So we started with cars having one weapon and shooting each other out. Then the internship ended, we dropped the project, and everybody got back together 3 years ago, and we said, you know that project that we used as an internship? Yeah? Maybe that we should take that project and create something solid out of it. And then we just started adding features, because it's 3 developers, everyone plays different kind of games. So we said, okay, now the cars could be turned into hovercraft, it's cooler, it's niche, it's better. Then we said just one weapon, that's too null. The second one. Then we added abilities. Then we added skill trees. And it just kept coming. It's block by block we built everything.
Which brings me to the second question, and I'll pass this on so that everybody gets a chance to ask. But like, how did you filter your content? There's a lot of content. You said that there's like 16 billion combinations. 15 billion combinations.
Yes.
Like, I mean, did you have any filters as to like how long your process will be to getting to release your game?
Yeah.
And
the
amount of content that you will have in the game.
We had deadlines. We had a pretty clear structure because of the contracts with Microsoft and when we're going to publish, et cetera, et cetera. We had to put a structure down. We had to have a business plan when it's going to be ready and when. After many months of neglected wives and drinking coffee, we managed to go through our schedule, and everything is working right now. It's already on Steam, and the community helped a lot. I mean, we went into early access in January, and we have been collecting feedback for 7 months before we finally said, yep, that's it. Now we're ready to go. The community says we're ready. We think we're ready. We should release.
I really like, I'm going to say another good point. I really like the fact of the customization, that you let people like make it unique to them. So that's very cool. I am interested, and I think I might iterate again on the same question I did before. Why would I stop playing Rocket League to play your game? And why is it Xbox One? Because you said something about Microsoft. I'm interested on the business plan as well.
Okay. First of all, Rocket League doesn't have rockets. We do. And second of all, Microsoft helped us from the get-go. So we went into Microsoft BSpark program. We went into some configurations with them, and the contract came in quite fast. So they said, you know, this game that we're helping you through, we need this one on Xbox One. I'm like, okay.
Can you talk a little bit about the performance of the game so far since July, or do you prefer
to? Right now we have 30,000 users. We have 87% recurring users. At any point during a week, we have 350 roughly active users during that week. We have 2 servers, one in the US and one in Ireland. The main player base is 15,000 users in the US and 13,000 users in Russia, with the rest 2,000 scattered all over the world.
You said it's on Steam already, right?
Yeah, it's right now on Steam.
Coming to Xbox One, when is that?
Yes, it's coming on Xbox One at the end of this year.
Yeah. So you have agreement with Microsoft here, I guess?
Yes.
Is that exclusive on console?
We did not set exclusive. But
so you can go to PlayStation 4.
Of course we could.
Yeah. The second question on the controls. So how do you use the controls? Is it keyboard mainly, but then you adapt to the controller?
It depends on how you want to play. We have a set up the configuration in our booth over there. You can play with mouse and keyboard, and you can also play with control. The UI is adaptable, so whenever you switch from one to the other, the UI switches as well along with it. Yeah, I think.
So is it mainly adapting the controls then for Xbox One?
Sorry.
The port you're doing to Xbox One, is it mainly the controls? Or are you working on the graphics, the levels?
Yeah, graphics, levels, streaming data. It's a lot of process. Networking had to go through some specific configurations for security reasons because Microsoft has specific processes that they go with.
Time is up.
Good, thanks.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. And we are running towards the next contestant right away. It is a company called Traptix, and the game is called Ricochet Revolt Lights Out.
Yes. Hello.
Yes, go.
Okay, so I'm Mike from Traptix. I'm a game designer and co-founder there. And I will be presenting to you Ricochet Revolt. Let's start with a trailer. Okay, so Ricochet Revolt is a puzzle game for mobiles, for Android and iOS. It's already in beta. And the core gameplay is that you have a number of bullets and you progress through levels and you try to smash some targets while your bullets bounce around the level. We have a few core features that we think that they are crucial for our success. The first one is the graphics. We follow a minimalistic design. We think that this design fits well with our gameplay and that it can have a mass appeal to any kind of age and player type, regardless. And the second one is that we have a large variety of themes, of musical themes. They have a calm feeling and they do fit and promote the gameplay itself. And finally, we do place a large bet on our level design and the amount of levels that we have. We have over 230 stages right now, which are split among 45 levels. And we have focused on being able to produce more levels in case we have to, in a very easy and fast manner. I would like to also add that we do have some other features which promote the game, like we have upgrades, we have boosters, we have leaderboards, and these also combine with the other features in order to make a more complete experience. Now, regarding competitors, there are some games that are like ours, but most of them follow two main directions. One direction is that they have a lot of unique levels, which they have pre-constructed, and they do have some more remarkable design, but they lack the replayability that other games have. While the second direction is that they have endless randomly generated levels. They offer more replayability, but they are more unoriginal. So we are somewhere in between, keeping the best features from both of these categories. And regarding monetization, we have three main systems to monetize the game. The first one is rewarded ads, and it's the most important one. The player can choose at several points of the game to watch rewarded ads in order to earn something. It can either be coins or it can be power-ups to help him progress through a difficult level. The second one is in-app purchases. The player can choose to buy with real money some coin packs that he can later use on upgrades inside the game. This mostly functions as a way to progress faster in the game. And finally, the last system that we have is some interstitial ads. We don't use it very often because we don't want to disrupt the player's experience, since the whole direction of the game is a bit more artsy and calm and everything. and that should be it.
All right, thank you so much. And it's up to the jury to come with the questions. Are you ready? Go.
Yeah. Did you say it's launched on iOS already or not?
Yes, it's already on iOS and Android, but only on a few countries because it's still in beta.
How does it perform so far?
Well, we only launched yesterday, so we don't have a lot of statistics right now.
I don't have questions.
Yeah. Is there any difference between the various levels with colors? I mean, I saw that most of it is black and white, which is very good for people with difficulties to distinguish between shades.
Well, we start from calmer colors and we move to more vibrant and more intense colors as the difficulty also peaks. But the whole plan is that as we add more levels, we will have to go through the whole spectrum of colors. And this is just a way to, keep it fresh and not repetitive.
And is there a difference between the different levels by the feel of the material? Like when we hit something, is it elastical differently?
No, there are different mechanics on each of those levels, but the rest of the combination of the color and the mechanics is something that changes as you progress. It's not something standard.
Thank you.
Oh, from the video, it seemed like the game is super smooth. It's so relaxing to look at it go. Two things. It sounds as if it's very frustrating as well, because you probably lose a lot, right?
Indeed, it is at some times. But it is until you get the feeling of the game. Once you do and you understand why you lost, the game is fully deterministic, and you don't have to blame it at all.
Okay. And why did you choose those 3 systems to monetize?
Well, the first one tends to be right now the most user-friendly, since you don't throw the ads on the player. He simply chooses when he wants to watch an ad, so we think it's the most user-friendly. And the second one is, which is the in-app purchases, is there because we want to give the player the option to speed up his process. We don't have any exclusive content on these in-apps, although we think that we might add some skins on the future. For example, make your bullet look like a fireball or a ping pong ball or whatever. The third system, the interstitial ads, is something that we just want to test it for now. We might remove it, we might add more ads, but we certainly don't want to disrupt the player's experience. So we might keep it or we might not.
Hello. Okay, you're in my territory. Could you first expand a little bit, like really fast on replayability?
Why we have replayability?
Yes.
Yeah, the first, what we focus on mostly is that we have leaderboards. So on each level there is a leaderboard. So we think that this will be a good incentive for the players to compare their score with the other players. Yeah, so we'll play again, just like in Candy Crush Saga and similar games. You have some competition with your friends. The second one is to grind coins, less or more, if you want to play a level again and again, or to reach max score. Sorry.
Cool. Am I assuming wrongly or correctly that the levels are handcrafted?
Yes, everyone.
Okay. And lastly, from all the in-app purchases that you guys have designed for the game, which one do you hope for being the most successful?
Well, right now it's only coins, so that's only that. But later we'll be adding the skins. But this is something we are curious ourselves how it will perform. If players are more concerned on the skins, which is just an aesthetical add-on, or they will go over the coins, which will, help them progress faster and further.
Right. Cool. Thank you.
Is this it? Are you done? Any more questions? No. Then thank you so much. Yeah, so now we're getting ready for contestant number 4. It's Pixel Rain with a game called Robbie Swifthand and the Orb of Mysteries.
Thank you.
And are you ready?
Yep.
Let's go.
Hello, everyone. My name is Angelos Gamiliaris. I represent here the Pixel Rain team with our upcoming title, Robbie Swifthand and the Orb of Mysteries, a 2D action platformer that will mess with your mind and test your skills. The objective of the game is to pick up the orb that is located in each level and then figure out a way to throw it inside the portal that will open the door for the next level. If you happen to die while trying to do so, there will be a piece of the dead Robbie spirit just to remind you that, hey, you did something wrong and you died a horrible death. And what's a temple without secrets, am I right? So each level has a secret for you to discover and loot. Well, I'm sorry, I'm stumbled. The mission as Robbie Swifthand is to get the 3 fragments of the Orb of Mysteries. But in order to do so, you also have to defeat the protectors of the Orb of Mysteries, practically boss fights. So what's going on, you might ask? What's the point? Why is Robbie in a temple? Why does he need the Orb of Mysteries? How did he get in that position? So the story begins with Robbie waking up in an unfamiliar room, having a spirit telling him that they summoned him there in order to come across with a task of a caliber so high that only he can pull through. So in order to defeat the great evil spirit that threatens to destroy humanity, he has to collect the 3 fragments that complete the Orb of Mysteries. Robbie, naturally, realizes that this is a cliché story and loses every interest whatsoever. But since Robbie is a man of reason, and since there is a good reason, he's going to do it. Currently, our game hasn't released yet. We're going to release it next month on Steam Early Access. That will be $13 on Steam and $18.99 on the Switch. We have a live demo that is on GameJolt with sums up 11,000 views, 4.1 thousand downloads, and a rating of 4.7 out of 5. Keep in mind that we only released the game 3 months ago, and that is currently among the top 20 best games on GameJolt among 62,000. Moving on. The game has two modes, a normal mode and a hell mode. In the normal mode, you get to experience and explore each level and find secrets and test your skills. And it's a really progressive experience. As you move forward, the game gets harder and harder. And then there's the hell mode, which you saw in the second part of the video, which is insane. Like, from the start, it's going to just make you question your own sanity. It's insane from the beginning to the end. So this brings me to my next point, full release and long-term value. In the full release, it will be a 9-hour experience in normal mode and 30 hours of experience on hell mode. For DLC options, we identified that we would have 3. Co-op multiplayer with levels tailored for 2 or more. Single-player expansions, more additional single-player content, and a community level editor. Closing, I would like to mention my colleagues that are not here. Nick Laring, our project leader and developer. Viti Fisik, our music composer and sound designer. I'm the level designer. And thank you for having me.
Yeah. Why Switch?
We think that the game feels like an authentic old school platformer. Like I don't think that there's any platform out there that would be better than the Switch for this game.
Do you think your target audience plays on Switch?
I think I have 3 segments of my target audience. My target audience is people who will feel nostalgic about the game, it will remind them of, let's say, the old school games like Rick Dangerous or Mario, let's say, or some other nostalgic feeling type of incentive in order to play. The second segment is people around the age of, let's say, 15 to 25 or so that like challenging games. They don't want to take them by the hand and tell them, okay, here's the level, okay, you win, good job, next level. It's people that are gamers, that really like challenges and don't like to have it easy. And the third segment is kids. We realize that for some reason, kids love the concept. They love how Robbie dies. They find it very funny, and they keep coming even at the booth, and they're like, oh, okay, what's that? How does that work? And what happens if that happens? And they are really intrigued by the concept. So for the Switch, yes, I think we will have two segments. People that are gamers, that like challenges and own a Switch, and they want a challenging game that feels old school, and kids. And for the PC version, I think we have all of those three segments. Thank you.
So you said you have 9 hours gameplay in standard mode and 30 in insane mode?
30, yes,
30
at least.
hours.
Yes, on the average would be that.
Would it make sense to have the other way around? I mean, if people play in insane mode, they'll be dying quickly, etc. So you'd have more gameplay in standard mode and...
Well, the thing is, in order to proceed to the next level, you have to beat it. So in normal mode, it won't take that much time to defeat one level. But in hell mode, in order to defeat one level, it might as well take you a day. So...
So that's more than 30 hours then?
Yes. It's the same levels, but with more, let's say, insanely crafted hazards.
You expect the players to be playing in that insane mode more than the
There will be a
mode?
10%, yes. And there are people that find the normal mode way too easy. They just destroy it. And we were afraid that, hey, a person that buys our game and is that good from the beginning is going to love a hell mode. So this is why we created it.
Okay, thanks.
You want to ask something?
Hi.
Hi.
What's your special feature?
My special feature. I should have been expecting that question.
I don't want to pass on too evil, but I have to ask.
I'm glad you asked, actually, because I can now tell you, hey, you want to know what's the special feature? The gameplay. You will love it. Come and play at our booth. We also have chocolate.
I have one last question. Why do you want to do a community level editor?
Because it's a level editor is proven to many games that, you know what, it builds a good and solid community. And it's going to create new ways, it's going to show us new ways for the game to be played. We actually think that it will be the last thing we will release for at least this title, Robbie 1. Maybe in Robbie 2 we'll have it earlier. But we really want to see how people interact with the game itself.
When do you intend to release the level editor?
We don't know yet because we want to see after the full release on Steam and Switch how people play and interact with it. After that, when we will know which DLC we should go for.
And how do you intend to market it? Do you rely on the community, word of mouth, or how are you going to promote it?
At the moment, we are talking with some publishers. And we have a strong YouTuber following already. We have the know-how to implement some growth hacking strategies, marketing-wise. And I'm going to stop now. Okay.
Time is up. Time is up. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. So we're getting close to the end of this contest, but we have one last game, one last contestant here. It's Happy Land Entertainment with a game called Go Heroes Prometheus.
Let's see then. Am I ready with these things? Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Vasiliki Tsiftsian. I'm the artist, and 50% of Happy Land Entertainment. We are a group of two. So, θα το κάνω τώρα. I'm here to present to you Go Heroes, Prometheus, with Prometheus being the first hero of a series to come in a turn-based puzzle adventure casual game, which is made of voxel art, a cinematic camera, captivating music, the original storyline of the ancient quest, different enemy types, more than 130 puzzles split into 10 chapters in a landscape format. So you enter Prometheus, and then you enter the divine halls, trick the gods, overcome dangerous obstacles, survive immortal keepers, escape deadly traps, collect divine relics, and finally steal the fire from the gods. Swipe to move for touchscreens, and game buds for desktops and consoles. So this is why this will be a premium game. We're starting price at $4.99. We expect more than 100,000 downloads, and the target market will be mobile, PC, and consoles. Our target audience will be mobile players worldwide with casual puzzle and adventure gender, the gender of Prometheus, rank 1st, 2nd, and 7th place. And of course, Go game types gamers and gamers who play historic games. These are our competitors. Hitman Go, Lara Croft, Deus Ex Go. All of them, the three of them, are award winners. They have positive reviews. They have very good downloads, even though they are premium games, but they almost all have the same complaints. Very short length of gaming and the puzzle difficulty. And this is why is that happening? Because it is difficult to create this kind of games, but we have advantages. Our first advantage, of course, is, as you see, voxels. We have really fast production. It's much easier. I can do this in 20 minutes. And then I can concentrate on the level design, create more and more interesting puzzles. And of course, I have modern, clean, and cute graphics. This is my second advantage. The myths have already been told and written. We have a historian in our team, and now we do not have to reinvent the story. We go faster. And that's why we believe we can begin our development on January, go on soft launch on June, and do the localization on August. Of course, put Portuguese inside. Continue with global launch on mobiles. Afterwards, we're thinking about PCs and consoles, and maybe before the end of 2018, hit for Asia, for mobiles and Nintendo. And this is the pipeline we have produced. We try to assemble our team. We have the lead developer, we have the lore expert, we have the voxel artist, we have the sound designer, we have the musician, we're looking for the growth hacker, the GUI artist, we want an extra programmer and money, of course. We have a few achievements. We have won the first prize in Prometheus Game Jam this year. We had a place in the European Research Nights on September, which was incredible. And of course, we are hit finalists in Nordic Games this year with you. But why do we want to make this game? We talked about the numbers and everything. Because we want the gamers to follow the true steps of the true legends again. Remember their own culture's myths. Rediscover or discover foreign adventures again. Remember how important is all cultures are of everyone, and because I believe that games can make a change in this world. So let's see the game. and you steal the fire from the gods and give it to us so we can make games today.
Thank you. Time is up. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And now, the last Q&A with the judges. Please take it away.
I love your production plan. The producer inside me is screaming with joy. So that's amazing. I really like the fact that it seems to me that you did a bit of a research before deciding what kind of game you were going to do. So you did the other way around. Okay, what the market is doing, how do we develop this? I think the comparison on the pipeline that you can make something in 20 minutes instead of 3 hours is very valuable. Mm-hmm. And it seems like you know where you want to, the investment or what you're going to do for the extra ones. Mm-hmm. What I'm curious to know is, what's the average time for a session? Because if you go to mobile and console, they have different behavioral patterns. Players sit down and play longer on console than on the mobile. So I'm interested, what is the average time that I would play?
Well, this is our demo for the time being, and it varies from 5 minutes to half an hour. On the worst case scenario, I've seen a 6-year-old doing this in 5 minutes, and I've seen doing it in 30. I hope I'm answering.
I love the production plan too, and I think that the game looks great. I'm struggling understanding why the multi-platform launch in one single year. The console side is definitely very interesting. I don't see the premium side on the mobile. I want to know more details on that research mentioned, because that's the only thing that I'm struggling with.
It's also something that we struggled with. But we saw that even though on Google Play, the players of Google Play do not pay games, do not like to pay games, when they see this kind of game, they will pay it. And yes, because they know they have to, because Hitman, Lara, and Deus Ex are not only our competitors, but our friends also, since they have taught them to do that. And we have an experience before that when we had a freemium hybrid on Google Play and requested for money on Steam, people did not like that. You have to have democratic procedures to be truly fair to your gamers. I believe, I'm not sure, this is my point of view, but we can discuss it even more if you would like.
How many levels do you have in the game?
Okay, so the first hero will have 10 chapters, which means 10 levels, I'm so sorry. And inside the game, through the levels, we will try to have more than 130 puzzles. That's it. Yes.
And do you intend to release more later stage, or?
For us, it would be a great work to achieve. It would be great, because imagine if Greeks could play Geronimo's story, who people don't know it. And for us, it's very important to put more and more and more and release it to the gamers.
And why did you choose that movement mechanism?
Okay, why did?
Just asking why.
We like it. We used it for the Heroes of Athens. It was the application we have created for Athens Games Festival, and we enjoyed, and we saw that people loved it. It was like they were missing this thing from their mobiles. So we chose to do it once again.
Hey, I really like the game. As an educational game developer, it's amazing.
Thank you.
And what I was wondering is, did you try cooperating with the Ministry of Education or with schools, because it's perfect for children? And also it reminds me of another game called Rust Bucket, which is also based on the same mechanic, which is interesting, by Nitrom.
First of all, I don't know the game, but I would love to write it down and search for it. It would make very good for my team company. And no, I haven't talked to anyone. It's the beginning. Perhaps people don't know us well. And we are graphic designers, and the scientists don't work very well. But I would love to work on every level. And I think one thing that we wanted to...
Yeah, I'm going to run out of time really fast. Why $4.99?
Well, because it's not 5, it's not 3.
It's a great game. It's a great game for mobile. I'm not like I don't know consoles. I wouldn't even like. It's really if you take the time to craft it, it's great. But why $4.99? I would put the time to think about that.
I thought about it, and I thought that it would be a fair price for what I get, for what my partners will receive also, because we need to survive of this thing. And it will be a price that almost everyone can bear to pay. And of course, if it becomes a 2K.
It becomes the end, yes. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That was the end of the contest. As I start out by saying, the winner will be announced tonight at 10 o'clock at the party. But before you go, I would really like to say a big thank you for Elena and her crew for having us during this qualifier, for the Ministry of Information and Technology. A big thank you too for the jury and the panel of experts. They're going to work now because they are going to discuss and find the winner. So their job is not done yet. And of course to the contestants, and not least all of you that was here and participated. Thank you very much, and see you tonight.